There are cars you drive, and then there are cars that insist you remember every minute behind the wheel. The 2026 Porsche 911 Turbo S is the latter. It arrives not as a cautious facelift, but as a statement. The best 911 Turbo S yet, pushing Porsche's talent for blending everyday usability with ballistic performance into a new, electrified era. Under the classic silhouette lies a radically rethought powertrain and chassis that keep the 911's soul intact while vaulting its capabilities to new heights. Slide into the driver's seat and you feel the continuity of a model line that has always been about razor-sharp feedback and immediate responses, but now there's an extra layer of urgency. The headline figure, a combined system output of roughly 701 horsepower, is earned through a clever hybrid architecture. A 3.6-liter flat six paired with electrically assisted turbochargers and an integrated electric motor. The result is not just more peak power, it's turbo responsiveness at near-instant speeds and a flatter, more usable torque curve across the rev range, which changes how the car accelerates out of corners and off the line. That power translates to astonishing straight-line performance without feeling like a blunt instrument. With the Sport Chrono package, the Turbo S blasts to 60 mph in the mid-2-second range, around 2.4 seconds, and keeps pulling until it hits an electronically governed top speed close to 200 mph on the right rubber. But the shock isn't just in the numbers. It's in how the car marries that shove to a composure that invites you to push harder. Traction feels omnipresent. The steering is incisive, and the car's firmness is balanced by a sophistication that makes high speeds feel almost civilized. Porsche's engineers didn't stop at power. The Turbo S wears subtle but purposeful exterior changes that telegraph its intent. Wider haunches, larger intakes, and aerodynamic tweaks that aren't cosmetic flourishes so much as performance tools. Beneath the skin are wider rear tires, upgraded brakes, among the largest Porsche fits to a two-door sports car, and refined active aerodynamics that work together to keep the chassis glued to the pavement. The interplay between mechanical grip, rear axle steering, and a newer Porsche dynamic chassis control system means the car can be surgically precise on a twisty back road and still be remarkably forgiving when the pace ratchets up. Inside the cockpit, the Turbo S is a study in purposeful luxury. Materials are top shelf, controls are sensibly arranged, and the driving position is pure 911, intimate and engaged. Porsche offers the coupe as a strict two-seater or with an optional 2+2 setup for those who want a bit more practicality, while the Cabriolet preserves the same performance DNA with the added thrill of open-air speed. Technology has been integrated, so you feel aided rather than overwhelmed. Driver aids and configurable drive modes let you tailor the car from relaxed GT to track-focused missile in moments. There's a palpable trade-off that comes with electrification, added weight. The Turbo S carries hybrid components and a small high-power battery that nudges mass upward by roughly the low hundreds of pounds, but Porsche has mitigated that through strengthened transmission internals, recalibrated suspension, and improved braking. The cleverness of the hybrid system is that it improves transient response. The famous turbo spool delay is essentially gone, and that immediate torque delivery masks the weight penalty in a way that feels more like an advantage than a compromise. For drivers, that means more confidence at the limit and a car that reacts exactly as you'd hope when you ask for commitment. On track, the Turbo S is revelatory. Porsche's engineers tuned it for both absolute speed and repeatable, predictable performance. Early test numbers show substantial gains over the predecessor, including quicker in-gear acceleration and faster mid-range sprints. Improvements that are especially noticeable when you're hustling through a sequence of corners and want immediate response exiting each bend. The car's Nürburgring times and test lap data underline that this is not an incremental evolution. It's a meaningful leap in capability for the 911 family. Practicality hasn't been sacrificed to chase lap times. The Turbo S remains a car you can live with. Luggage space, daily drivability, and onboard refinement are all part of the equation. For long highway hauls, the suspension soaks up imperfections with composure, and the PDK gearbox shifts with ruthless efficiency, whether you're feathering it in traffic or launching down a freeway. Real-world fuel efficiency sees modest improvement compared with purely internal combustion predecessors, thanks to the hybrid assistance. Useful, even if buyers in this segment care more about performance than economy. If you're thinking about price, expect Turbo S levels to remain in the super premium bracket. Porsche's configurator and market announcements place the Turbo S starting in the high six-figure territory in some markets, with options and personalization quickly pushing any single car well past its starting MSRP. But for buyers who demand the ultimate blend of heritage, daily usability, and cutting-edge performance, the Turbo S still represents a compelling, if costly, proposition. What makes the 2026 Turbo S special isn't just the headline horsepower or the 0 to 60 time. It's the way Porsche has engineered a car that elevates the entire driving experience. The hybrid elements are not tacked on for efficiency's sake. They are performance tools that refine throttle response, broaden torque delivery, and ultimately make the 911 more usable at the edge. And despite the technological leaps, the Turbo S still feels unmistakably like a 911. Compact, responsive, and emotionally immediate. For a YouTube audience, the story writes itself. Here's a car that honors the 911 lineage while embracing the future, offering visceral thrills wrapped in thoughtful engineering. On camera, you get the drama of the revs, the immediacy of the turbo assistance, and the poise of a car that can be astonishingly quick without ever feeling unhinged. Behind the voiceover, the data supports the spectacle, and that combination is what will make viewers both gasp and nod in appreciation. If you want excitement, the Turbo S delivers in spades. If you demand refinement, it delivers there too. And if you love the idea of a modern 911 that uses electrification to sharpen rather than blunt performance, that's the real headline. The 2026 Porsche 911 Turbo S doesn't rewrite what a 911 should be. It reclaims what it can be in the era of electrified performance, and does so with a mix of reverence and audacity that few other manufacturers could pull off.